The current temperature is 98 degrees with expected highs of 103 degrees Fahrenheit expected throughout the day. The National Weather Service in Norman has issued an excessive heat watch for the following counties: Kiowa, Caddo, Comanche, Grady, Stevens, Jefferson, Cotton, Tillman, and Jackson in Oklahoma, along with Wichita, Clay, Wilbarger, and Hardman in Texas until June 18, 2023, at 12 p.m. Central Daylight Time. An excessive heat watch means the conditions for high temperatures reaching above 105 degrees Fahrenheit are favorable. High temperatures such as these can increase the risk of heat exhaustion, heat stroke, or dehydration. If you experience any of these things, you should move to a cool shaded area and make sure to drink plenty of water in the form of sips if you have dehydration. You should also limit any activity outdoors, as you may be putting yourself at risk for heat exhaustion or stroke. You should also be sure to not leave any animals or small children in your car if you have parked, as they can die from overheating inside the car. If you must leave them in your car, be sure you keep it on and make sure the AC is on its coldest setting, but even this can be risky. Be sure you also apply plenty of sunscreen for any outdoor activity you must do, as the risk of sunburn has also increased. Be sure to keep up to date on this changing event through local news media or a NOAA weather radio. To repeat, the National Weather Service has issued an excessive heat watch for the following counties: Kiowa, Caddo, Comanche, Grady, Stevens, Jefferson, Cotton, Tillman, and Jackson in Oklahoma, along with Wichita, Clay, Wilbarger, and Hardman in Texas until June 18, 2023, at 12 p.m. Central Daylight Time.
KLOM 101 is Oklahoma's best country. That means more Thomas Rhett.
The National Weather Service in Norman has issued a high wind watch for the following counties: Comanche, Caddo, Kiowa, Stevens, and Cotton until June 16, 2023 at 12 p.m. Central Daylight Time. A high wind watch means the potential for winds sustaining speeds of over 40 miles per hour for an hour or more, or winds gusting up to 58 miles per hour for any duration of time. This means that any loose objects such as outdoor furniture or decorations are at risk of being lost or damaged. To prevent this, be sure to secure any outdoor furniture or decorations. Vehicles driving along highways are also at risk of being blown over, especially larger profiled vehicles such as semi-trucks. If you are in a vehicle and feel you are losing control due to the wind, then be sure to pull over immediately and wait for conditions to calm down and continue on. Be sure to keep up to date on this changing event through local news media or a NOAA weather radio. To repeat, the National Weather Service has issued a high wind watch for the following counties: Comanche, Caddo, Kiowa, Stevens, and Cotton until June 16, 2023 at 12 p.m. Central Daylight Time.
You can count on us. This is 7 News.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jonas Gables with station KWSO7, bringing your 7:30 news to the Texoma area. For today's story, many counties in southwestern Oklahoma and north central Texas along the border have been placed under excessive heat watches, and the National Weather Service says that they may be upgrading those to warnings within the next hour or so. Now, this could mean we have a huge risk for wildfires, as we've been getting pretty high winds as well, and we already got a warning for that late last night at around 4 a.m., and it's definitely beginning to show. So, with this information, Lawton, Fort Sill, and other towns within the warned areas have put burn bans in effect, as well as the National Park Service putting extreme fire risks within the Wichita mountain range. This means that no open or enclosed fires will be allowed, fireworks are prohibited, and people need to be careful where they are throwing their lit cigarette butts as well as where they park their running cars, as any of these things can cause a spark for a wildfire. Now, strangely, the U.S. Army has stated that they will continue to do artillery exercises, as they claim the fire breaks they have within their ranges will be sufficient and won't cause a wildfire to spark as it did back in 2011. However, I don't think the Army should be doing such exercises in these conditions, but that is just my opinion. Coming up next, how you and your family should prepare for high heat, for outdoor activities, and further restrictions on water usage.
God damn, this heat is beating down on us like a fire from hell.
You can say that again, Sergeant. Why in the hell do they have us out here doing artillery exercises anyway?
Because, Specialist, the post commander of Sill has assured us that the fire breaks on our ranges are sufficient enough for us to fire in these dry conditions, which of course is a little bullshit. The real reason they want us out here and to keep us out here is so that we can be ready for deployment at any time.
Didn't we have a huge wildfire breakout on Sill about 12 years ago because they were saying that same shit?
We did indeed, Specialist. We did indeed. Rest assured, however, that if a fire does break out, our asses aren't going to be the ones chewed out. It would be range control's problem since they would have been the ones to fuck up in the first place.
I hope you're right about that, Sergeant. I'd rather not be the one to be held responsible if we end up burning someone's house down due to negligence from the top.
Don't worry about that, Specialist. If that happens, First Sergeant will cover our asses this time. Alright, everyone. Prepare to fire! God damn it. Specialist Tagger, get me a fucking bushfire crew or something. The fucking round started a wildfire.
Wish I could, Sergeant, but they can't get there with their trucks, not in this terrain, and they aren't going to send Blackhawks with buckets out there either. Too expensive.
Of course. I knew it would be a bad idea to cut their goddamn budget. Let's just pray to God those fire breaks are maintained.
The National Weather Service in Norman has issued a red flag warning for the following counties areas: Fort Sill, Oklahoma, Lawton, Oklahoma, Cache, Oklahoma, and Medicine Park, Oklahoma, until June 17, 2023 at 12 p.m. Central Daylight Time. A red flag warning means that there is a large wildfire located within the area that can cause destruction of property. The fire is believed to have been started by artillery exercises within the Wichita Mountain Range located next to the Wichita Mountains National Park. If you are located within this area, the Lake Lawton area, Lake Letra area, or within the Medicine Park municipal area, then it is recommended that you evacuate, as currently the fire is only about 10% contained. Do not wait to see or hear the fire before you decide to evacuate, as it may be too late to do so. Be sure to check signage on the roads as well as evacuation maps provided by your city council to see how you can evacuate your area. If a road is closed, do not attempt to drive through as fire crews are on that road trying to keep the fire from spreading or have the fire crossing said road. Doing so can lead to potential serious injury or even death. Be sure to also listen to your local law enforcement, as they may give mandatory instructions to evacuate your area in case the fire is close. Be sure to keep up to date on this changing event through your local news media or a NOAA weather radio. To repeat, the National Weather Service in Norman has issued a red flag warning for the following counties areas: Fort Sill, Oklahoma, Lawton, Oklahoma, Cache, Oklahoma, and Medicine Park, Oklahoma, until June 17, 2023 at 12 p.m. Central Daylight Time.
You can count on us. This is 7 News.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jonas Gables with station KWSO7, bringing the 9 p.m. news to the Texoma area. Tonight, we have a developing situation underway. At around 3:45 p.m. earlier today, the Army was conducting artillery drills, and the post commander had assured that this was safe as the fire breaks had been maintained. However, after artillery had been fired in one of the ranges, it sparked a wildfire in said range, and it was too far from the roads to be put out by the fire crews or the soldiers currently there. This led to the fire jumping over one of the breaks due to the high winds throughout the day. Unfortunately, due to the dry, drought-like conditions we've been experiencing this summer, In combination with the high winds, we now have a massive wildfire currently taking place within the Wichita Mountain Range and Park. Currently, everyone within the park and the Medicine Park area have been evacuated, but there are currently about 20 people missing, 8 of which are presumed dead. There has also been a confirmed 52 houses and 5 businesses destroyed by this fire. The combined force of Lawton, Fort Sill, Medicine Park, Elgin, Fletcher, Cache, Apache, and Duncan fire departments have been able to contain the fire and keep it from reaching downtown Medicine Park. However, it is threatening to encroach onto the outskirts of the Fort Sill main base, and subsequent ammunition and vehicle storages closest to the area have been moved to safer locations. There are also efforts from the National Guard to help put out the fire using their Blackhawks with buckets attached to them. People have reported seeing the fire as far as the west end of Lawton near 82nd Street, of course at a safe distance. While it is unlikely, be sure you and your family are prepared to evacuate if necessary. This thing is moving towards the Fort Sill area at a rapid pace, so families in the Fort Sill area and northern Lawton need to be ready. Coming up next, what you and your family need to do in order to prepare for this fire.
Sir, you wanted to see us?
Yes, Sergeant. I presume you know why I asked you and Specialist Tagger to be here?
I presume it's about the wildfire caused by our artillery activity, sir.
You'd be correct in that statement. Now, explain to me exactly what happened. I know you two aren't at fault. Your first sergeant has made that adamantly clear. Just give me a synopsis so we don't have to make the same mistake again.
Well, sir, if I may speak freely.
You may.
Well, sir, in my opinion, I believe we shouldn't have been firing artillery out there in the first place. The conditions were just too perfect for something like this to happen.
I hear you, Sergeant, and believe me, I tried talking to the higher-ups, but they wouldn't budge, even after the National Weather Service tried telling them the situation. With that out of the way, just tell me what happened.
Okay, sir, we followed the protocol and even had extra firefighting equipment with us just in case something like this happened. What happened was we fired our rounds, they landed, and a brush fire sparked up. I ordered Specialist Tagger here to call in some sort of firefighting force to take care of the situation, but they told me where it was. We couldn't put it out unless we had a chopper. I know for a fact we're not getting a chopper out there to put out a little brush fire.
Alright, thank you, Sergeant. Now, Specialist Tagger, did you attempt to call upon any sort of brush firefighters?
Well, sir, I talked to the fire chief here on post earlier today before we rolled out, as I was concerned of a fire, and he told me they had no chance of getting out there in time, and their trucks, even the more rugged ones, wouldn't be able to handle the terrain. I also would like to add that our own Humvees wouldn't handle that terrain. I know because an LT tried it once and it got stuck and another damaged.
Alright, Specialist, thank you for that. Gentlemen, I know you two aren't at fault, and if anyone, it's the higher-up brass. I'll keep this in mind while we continue to fight this thing so we don't have another incident like this again, because I'm sure the Oklahoma state government doesn't appreciate us burning the state down. You two are dismissed. Have a good evening.
Good night, sir.
Good night, sir.
Hello everyone, my name is Sheila Macchiato of KHON2 Honolulu, bringing all news to our islands. Tonight's story from the mainland comes from Lawton, Oklahoma. On June 16, the wildfire was sparked on the Fort Sill artillery ranges, the reason being the Army was conducting artillery drills and the shell sparked a fire which overran the fire breaks due to the high winds and temperatures that had been occurring over the previous days. They had also been under drought-like conditions since the middle of May. The fire ended up destroying approximately 10,000 acres of the Wichita Mountains and Comanche County area. An estimated 75 homes and 8 businesses were destroyed by the fire. Thankfully, the small historic town of Medicine Park was spared from the flames, but only by a super close margin. This definitely brings the question of what happens next. As we continue to deal with climate change, things will only get worse, and one day Lawton, like many other towns, may no longer be safe from the flames. Our next story is about the heroic actions of a family dog.